Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone. And if you haven't already done so, y'all, your girl is trying to get into vlogging as well. So make sure you go ahead and check out my last vlog that I posted. That was my New York vlog. But let's go ahead and get into this story. So y'all, this story is about... it's a new person and I don't got too many stories on this person, but the stories I do have, they're worth talking about. So look, this story is unlike the other ones. Well, the ones would that be about Florida and about somebody else, it's kind of like more on the recent side, but like this is one that's kind of more on the recent side. Like them other ones, them was like years ago when I was way younger. So this one is when I was doing YouTube at this time, and yeah. So anyway, at this time, this is when I was single and mingling. Me in Florida was like, I haven't got to those parts yet when we used to like take, well, we wasn't, I don't know, we never at one point, like before we started actually dating, we never actually got in a relationship. We were just dating and just friends. And then I could honestly say it was like confusing on my side because every time he would try harder, like where it gets to the point where I know he finna like, okay, let's take this serious. That's when I'd be like, I'm not ready for this, but like we need to back off. So anyway, this was one of the times when me and him was just on our, like, we wasn't on a break. We was still very close and talking to each other, but we wasn't together and we wasn't really like seeing each other and talking like this at this time. Like we would talk every day, but we wasn't seeing each other and stuff. So anyway, at this time I'm dating and stuff like that because I just felt like I wasn't ready to get into a relationship, and I felt like I was too stuck on him, and I knew the more I only talked to him, it would have just, I wouldn't have gave myself time to heal. And I know you could heal alone without talking to anybody, but I felt like the best way for me to heal, which makes probably no sense to y'all, but this was good, it worked for me, was to just focus on myself and entertain other people. Like I couldn't just be focused on one person because I wasn't ready for a relationship, and I knew if I focused on just him, I would have just got myself into a relationship I wasn't mentally ready for. But anyway, I'm single at this point, right? So I'm mingling. I'm not too much like trying to meet people, but if somebody come my way, then I'll talk to them or whatever like that. So I'm on Instagram like I always am, and at this time it's crazy because even though I wanted my space from him because I needed to get myself together, I still was trying to get his attention. So I would post little pictures and stuff like that and like certain type of stuff. I'll just do the most to try to get this man attention. So one day I'm on Instagram and it's this boy that I went to school with. We're gonna give him the name, let's just name him Troy. We're gonna give him the name Troy. So this boy named Troy that I had went to school with, I follow him on Instagram. We've been following each other for years. Like literally sometimes he'll respond to my story, I'll respond to his, but it was never on like no flirting type stuff. It will always be on some like 100 emoji, clap hands emoji, just stuff like that. It was never nothing serious. So one day I seen, because he was into, well, for a while now he had been into like acting and music and stuff like that. So he had posted on his story, I forgot what he posted, but it was something like big that had to do with like acting, and then he made like a paragraph talking about like how he's so happy from where he came from and where he is going because he was a reformed gang member, and he was happy, like saying like he happy that he, you know, turned his life over to God and that he's just stopping all that. So it's like helping his career because in the beginning when he first started, he was in and out of jail, so it was kind of like, you know, just slowing stuff down. So he had posted something just, you know, very inspirational, thanking God for everything that he's been going through and like, you know, being able to follow his dreams on a better level. So I responded to it and put like the praying hand emoji, and I put congratulations, like I'm so happy for you. One thing about it, I don't care if we went to school together and I ain't talked to you in years, if you are having anything, if you got married, had a baby, got a new job, anything, I'm gonna congratulate you on it because I just feel like it's just so like, oh my God, look at us. Like I remember we was all kids and now look at us all being adults doing shit. So yeah, as long as we ain't got no beef, I ain't no ghost follower. I ain't finna just follow a bitch and be watching her and not say shit. Yeah, I would literally say something. I don't care if we ain't talked to her so long. I'm gonna tell you happy birthday. Just when that shit don't get reciprocated, that's when I unfollow. But anyway, so yeah, I had said that to him or whatever, and he was just like, good looking out, thank you so much, Symone, like I really appreciate it. One thing that's weird about me though, I don't know why when people say my name, I kind of get thrown off. Like, you know my name? Duh, the fuck. So anyway, so he said thank you, Symone, I was just so confused, like he know who I am? But duh, he knows who I am. We actually knew each other. I don't know, I'm just kind of slow. So I was just like, oh, you're welcome, like, And that was it. So after that, literally, that was it. Like, some days go by. I still view his story. He still view mine. It was nothing too major. So one day, randomly, he ended up sending me a scripture, right? Like, he sent me a scripture. And it's crazy because I was posting something on Instagram, like, not too much of my business, because I kind of learned that and I stopped doing that so long ago. So yeah, but I posted something that kind of like, you could tell, I guess, maybe that I was down or something. I reposted like a meme. It had nothing to do with like relationship issues, just like mental issues. So I had posted it or whatever, and he sent me a scripture, and it's crazy because the scripture like really aligned to what I was going through. So I'm like, oh, like, thank you, like, I really appreciate it. So he like, nah, good, you good. Like, you know, like, I'm more into this or whatever. He's like, I got a blog, not a vlog, but a blog, you know, where you write on the website. So he's like, I got a blog, and I like write inspirational stuff on there and like scriptures and stuff like that. He was like, I would love to send it to you. So I was like, okay, sure, like, I don't mind. I would love that. So he like, all right, he just liked the message. He didn't say shit, he just liked this. So I'm like, all right, cool. Every day after that, that boy would send me scriptures from his blog. And I know y'all probably like, girl, why is you doing that? And you'll see, he sent me scriptures from his blog. So I was like, oh, like, that's cool. And I'll just read them, whatever. I'll heart it, send a prayer hands, because, you know, I didn't think it was like discussion hour, so I didn't really like go deep into it or whatever. So I wouldn't say nothing. So one day he sent it to me. I liked it like usual, and he started a conversation with me. And then he told me like, hey, I really be wanting to send you more stuff. Because he was sending me screenshots like from the website. So he was like, I want to send you more stuff. He was like, but it's a link, like, I would have to send you the link. And he was all like, I can't send it on here, which was good that he said that, because I don't care if that man sent me inspirational quotes every day. If he would have sent the link to my DM and said, this is my blog, go click it, I wouldn't have clicked shit. I don't click links. So he was like, yeah, can I have your number so I can send it to you? So I'm like, all right, cool, right? He sent it to me or whatever. We had a long conversation. I forgot what we talked about, but it was like a kind of deep conversation. And he mostly was talking about himself. Like, you know, like, not saying that he should be talking about me, but just pay attention. So he was talking about himself. Like, he was talking about like everything he going through and stuff like that. And I'm kind of just like saying congratulations to him. Like, you know, I seen you in that Tubi movie. You know, I seen your music is good. Like, you know, congratulations. He's just like, yeah, I appreciate it. I really love that. The conversation went on for probably about an hour of us kind of praising him. I'm not saying that he should have been saying that to me, but I'm just saying. But yeah, that was pretty much it, right? So the next day, he was all like, I just wanted to let you know that you really helped me out a lot mentally. So I was like, thank you. He was like, our conversation was like, I really needed that. And mind you, me and him, like I said, we went to school together, but this is a whole different person that's talking to me. Like, he's totally different. And yeah, so he just like, yeah, you helped me out a lot. So he asked me what I was doing. At this time, I only was doing YouTube full time. And I would lie and say that I had a job. I don't know why I used to just do that, because I didn't want to make it seem like I was too available, because sometimes I don't want to be available. So if you ask me what I'm doing, I can't be like, I'm at work, you know? So I just was like, at work, because why? So he was like, oh, okay, like, when's your lunch break? So I'm like, I'm about to take it in a little bit. At this point, I really am thinking about going to go get some food though. So he like, what's your Cash App? So I sent them the Cash App. I didn't ask why or nothing like that. I sent it to him. He sent me $30, and he was like, for lunch. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like, thank you. Like, you didn't have to do that. So he like, nah, when God bring people into your life or something like that, he was like, you supposed to like pay attention to that. Like, you came into my life and you had that conversation with me when I really needed it. So I was like, oh, like, you know, I appreciate it. Cause you know, that happens with me sometimes. It'd be sometimes I feel like some people I come across in person and they be super nice to me. Like, if it's a waitress or a waiter or whatever, and I'm gonna tip you a crazy amount my food didn't even come out to, like, just because a conversation or you was nice to me on a day that I was feeling bad. So I get it, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, like, you know, thank you or whatever. Just because he gave me $30 does not mean I gotta give him more conversation than I was going to that day. So I didn't. So anyway, later that night, I'm thirst trapping Florida. I'm hosting videos. I had like this little halter top on. Well, it wasn't anyway, I had this like little halter top on, whatever, like crop top, and I'm like lifting it up so it's like showing even more. And this is, oh y'all, and I'm just like looking good in a mirror, little shorts on, doing the most, making videos in my room, got the music. Ooh, that shit scared the fuck out of me. In my room, got the music playing, making videos, just doing the most, like in my fields, just trying to get this man attention, because he was watching, but he knew what I was doing, so he wouldn't even like feed into that for real. Like, he would, but he wouldn't. But anyway, so I'm making videos or whatever. So I'm noticing that Troy is viewing my stories and he's liking it. Mind you, just because you're on a certain path, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop posting what I'm posting. You know, like, I have my relationship with God, but yeah, I'm at this point I was thinking like, oh, he probably big judging me, but I really didn't care or whatever. So he's liking it, so I'm not thinking nothing of it, right? So afterwards, like it was probably like the third video, because I was going ham on Instagram posting shit. After like the third video, he responded to my story and put a heart emoji, like heart eyes. So I just liked it and I sent the heart. Hello. So I sent the heart to him. So after that, he liked the message and then he texted me and he was like, what you doing? So I was like, nothing, just vibing in my room, listening to music, stuff like that, just chilling or whatever. So he was all like, Symone, I'm gonna let you know this. Now you are extremely beautiful. Like you've grown very well. Like you look very nice. So I'm like, oh, thank you. Mind you, it was kind of unexpected because it was like the conversation never gave that before. Even though me and him never really had a conversation, it just never gave that before. So I mean, we had a conversation, but we didn't have too many. But yeah, it never gave that. So anyway, so he was like, you're very beautiful, da 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 da, all this other shit. So I was just like, okay, thank you so much. So he was just like, yeah, like, girl, you working that song or some shit. I don't know. I probably was fucking playing Baby Mama No. 4 by Summer Walker. Who knows? Wasn't no song really to like, I don't know what I was doing. It was looking dumb. But anyway, so he was like, yeah, you doing it. That song. What song is that? So I'm like, oh, this fuck that nigga. And you know. And I'm just like, he like, oh, okay. You know, I'm just saying so I don't know what I was talking about. So I don't know. We was just talking. So he asked me little questions like that. So he was all like, can I tell you a secret? So I was like, what? He was all like, I'm gonna have to stop viewing your story because you're gonna get me in trouble. So I'm like, in trouble with who? You got a girlfriend? He said, you're gonna get me in trouble with the Lord. So I was like, oh, I said, oh, let me find out. I said, oh, okay, well, let me know. I could block you from my story or whatever if that's the case. Like, you know, because I'm not going to stop posting my videos because you're watching me. I don't know. I just was like, let me know. He's like, no, you don't have to. He was all like, you don't have to. You don't have to. He's like, you want to know how you're going to get me in trouble? No, not necessarily. I don't care to know. But I'm like, how? He was like, I just did something that I have not done in over a year. So I'm like, react to a woman's story? The fuck? This is what I'm thinking in my head before I respond back, because I'm like, what is he talking about? So I was like, oh, okay, because I'm confused. I'm like, okay, so he's not supposed to tell people they're attractive? I don't know. So he was all like, do you want to know what I did? When people keep asking questions, like, just say what the fuck you did, because stop asking me. So he's like, do you want to know what I did? So I'm like, what did you do? So he was like, Symone, for the past 4 years, I've been celibate. I've not had any, you know, intercourse. He was like, for the past year, I've stopped masturbating, you know, and stopped doing the shaking the glizzy. So with it, you know, so I'm like, oh, okay. So at this point, I'm confused because who said we finna fuck? So I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah. He was like, but tonight, he was like, I'm sorry if this is coming off a bit weird. He was like, but tonight, after seeing your videos, and this never happened to me. He was like, this have never happened to me. This have not happened to me. I don't know what it is, but seeing your videos, it just made me, you know, grab my thing and go crazy. So I was like, ew. I'm just kidding. So I'm like, oh, you know, like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, okay. Dang, I'm so sorry. You know, because I don't know what to say about that. It's kind of weird. You know, if you're going to, like, pleasure yourself to somebody, I don't think you should let them know that. Especially if y'all not on that type of time, and that's kind of weird. Like, you know, because it's like, Twitter wasn't an option. But anyway, so I'm just like, oh, okay, like, dang, that's tough. Well, my bad. Like, I'm sorry to hear that. So he was like, no, Symone, it was very... you know, it was something that I needed. He was like, and it's crazy because, you know, God send you people and things. And at this point, I'm not paying, let me not give too much, but let me finish. So he was like, God send you people in your life and God send you things. And he was like, and it's just crazy because I never looked at you as you being the person that God would put in my life for some type of reason, but it's a reason why we connected. He was like, I've talked to so many girls, like I date, I let them know that I'm celibate and stuff like that. He was like, but I've never felt the urge to, you know, grab my stick and shake it up. I've never felt the urge to do that. So he was like, so I don't know why I'm feeling this urge with you. So I'm like, oh my God. This is gross. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just like, wow, Troy, I don't know what to say, because I literally don't know what to say to you, because I don't know why you telling me that you feel like I was placed in your life for a reason. Even though I do feel like, you know, everything happened for a reason, but I'm confused right now, Troy. I'm so confused. So he like, yeah, he's like, but I'm so sorry. I'm probably just ruining your night or whatever like that. And I was like, nah, you good? Like, you good or whatever? So he like, okay. And it's crazy because he was kind of throwing me off. When he had texted me at this point, I kind of like slowed down on the posting on videos, because I'm not gonna lie, myself, my rose had just got done charging up. And like I said, me and Flirty was taking a break, and even though I was talking to other people, I wasn't like sleeping with people. So yeah. And well, I wasn't even really talking to nobody at that point, because people come and go. They'd be so fucking weird, especially when you really like somebody and want somebody. You realize that none of these people are worth your time, and you don't even want to waste your time talking to nobody. So yeah, my rose had just got done charging up, so his conversation kind of was like throwing me off, because I'm just like, that's why I put my phone on D&D when I'm about to go crazy, because what is you talking about? You know, everybody like a man to talk them through the nut, but you said some shit that's kind of just, it's just thrown off right now. I had to just close the whole Twitter app. It was just crazy. It was just like, oh, you blew me. So yeah, so next thing you know, he stopped texting, and I'm like, ooh, okay, let me get back in my zone. The fuck? So anyway, I'm trying to find me a nice video. He starts texting again. Oh my God. I could have ignored him. I don't know why I didn't. So he was all like, if I was with you, right? He sent me a whole fucking Zane novel. This man wrote a whole Zane novel talking about what I would have done to you. That's the shit was titled, what I would do to you right now if I was with you. So this man said some crazy shit. It was like really good. Like he kind of could write that. That's something he could actually do. He probably could have wrote that as a book. It was crazy. It was like, I would do this to you, do that to you, sock you in the back of the head, and you so good that you would cry out my name. Everybody would know it. And I'm just thinking like, you kind of got really weird there. Like I promise you, it was going so good. I'm reading this like, oh my God. Because mind you, when he told me that what he did, I just said, I'm sorry. I didn't entertain that shit. So when I'm reading this, it's like, oh, it was getting juicy. Like I would do this, I would do that, and then this, and then the light turned off, the thunder hit, and you started crying for me. I rushed over. It was just getting really good until the end when he said like, it went from being real intimate and passionate to like aggressive and crazy. Like I would punch your head through the fucking door and nut on your... I would punch your head through and glizzy all over your fucking face and write my name out. You would go out into the world with it on your face. Everybody would know who was here. And that's when shit was getting weird. I'm like, now I see why you turned yourself to God, because you kind of weird. But what the fuck? So anyway, I was just like, turn the rose off again. Like this shit is wicked. So I was just like, oh my God, you had me there to the end. You had me until you got to the end. So he was like, I'm sorry. He was like, that's just that beast coming out of me. That beast coming out of me. He was like, and that's crazy, because this side ain't came out of me in a long time. So I don't know what you're doing to me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then he was texting at first. He started sending voice notes or whatever. And he like, yeah, he trying to put on his sexiest voice. I don't know what he thought was going on at my house, but literally at this point, I'm about to watch Degrassi. So he like, yeah, Symone, it's getting good. And I would literally, and I know I said I would sock you into the wall, but you would love it. Your toes would curl up. And I'm just like, the fuck is going on? I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie. I was ready to block this man. So when he really realized that I wasn't entertaining it, because he was kind of going really ham. Like he's sending voice notes, and then he was responding to my videos. Like he went back on Instagram and was like reacting to my videos. Like, yeah, I was lick your big toe and shove it up my motherfucking throat, and you would literally. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It was really wicked, y'all. So I was just like, okay. When he seen I wasn't responding the way he wanted me to, like, I don't know if he wanted me to say, I'ma spit in your eye and I'ma stump out your glizzy. I don't know. I really don't know. So when he realized it wasn't that, that's when he just was like, he switched up. He was like, you know what? I'm so sorry. I don't know what just came over me. That was not like the way that I've been practicing this time. That is not me. I'm so sorry. And I probably just ruined your night. Oh my God, please. I don't know what it is, That's why I've been celibate this whole time, because all this other shit, right? So I'm like, I don't know, Troy, you good. Like, it's okay. He like, I'm just so embarrassed right now. I'm so sorry. I apologize. So I'm like, you don't have to apologize. LOL. It's cool. And at that point, he left me on scene. And I was just like, the fuck you leaving me on scene for after you just told me some weird ass shit? But go off, brother. But anyway, Yeah, so I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm just like, fuck him. Hey. And I'm just chilling, still just chilling, minding my business. Okay, so like, let's fast forward to like 2 days later, because I didn't hear from him for like 2 days, and I wasn't gonna hit his creepy ass up either. So like 2 days later, he ended up hitting me up. Because I had posted on Instagram. Mind you, this is how it was so funny. I posted on Instagram. I forgot how many subscribers I had reached. But I had posted it like, oh, I reached such and such subscribers. Yay. Clap, clap, clap. So this man responds to my story. And he was just like, how have you been? You know, he didn't say congratulations on reaching whatever the fuck you just reached in life, but hey, how have you been? So I was like, oh, I've been cool, you. So he like, I'm good. I just wanted to send you another scripture, wanted to make sure it was cool. He was like, but can you text me because my phone lost numbers or something. He said that he didn't have my number no more. So I was like, okay, mind you, I don't store numbers like that. Like, if it really take me a while to store your number, like literally. I was about to say, never mind, I ain't gonna say that because I don't know if that person watched my video or not. But I was gonna say, I got family members that I don't even store. The fuck? It says maybe such and such. So anyway, so I was just like, dang, let me find that number. So I'm scrolling through all my messages, just a whole bunch of random ass numbers. And I finally see it and I was like, oh yeah, there go that creepy ass shit right there. So I just texted and I was like, Symone. So he was like, okay, which Symone is this? He was like, is this Symone from Bible studies on Wednesdays? Or is this Symone from... Boy, you just told me to fucking text you. I hate when people do that shit. Do not tell me to text you and then act like you don't know who the fuck I am. Because... yeah, so I was like, this Symone that you just told to text you. So he like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm just getting together. My Bible study is going on this weekend. He was like, I mean this Wednesday. He was like, I would love for you to come if you want to or whatever. So at this time I also lied and said that I lived somewhere else that I didn't live. I don't know why I did this. I just, like I said, I don't want to be too available for some people. Like, for one, it's easy to just, I could have just said no, but I don't know, I just used to lie and say I lived places I didn't live. Like, lied about a job I didn't have. I just lied. I don't know. So anyway, so he was like, would you like to come? Mind you, I felt like the whole situation kind of was like awkward, and I would have went, but I had a lot of stuff to do that day because I was like, you know what, it do sounds God wouldn't mind going, but I don't know, I'd be like kind of nervous because I would want somebody to come with me because I don't know, it was just kind of like, I don't know, I just didn't know if I really wanted to go or not. I was like, I kind of just want to wait it out because he said that he was going to record it and post it. So I was like, I kind of want to just see first before I just go. So I was like, I might not be able to make it. I was like, but I'll let you know if I'm in LA. I was like, I'm not gonna be able to make it, but I'll let you know if I'm in LA or whatever. And I was like, and we'll go from there. So he was like, okay, well, if you can't make it, he was like, we could have a one-on-one session. He was like, I would love to take you to, I forgot, some place, he said, some restaurant. So I was like, okay, cool, that sounds good for me. I love free food, you know, so why not? So he was like, all right, perfect, well, just let me know. So I'm like, okay, I'd rather just do the one-on-one than just going because, like I said, like, I don't know, I was just kind of nervous or whatever. Like, my anxiety was kicking in. So I was like, all right, cool. So I ended up hitting him up. Like, he told me that it was from, I forgot what times he told me it was from. I hit him up like before and I had told him like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it, but we could go after if you want to. So he was like, all right, cool, it's over. I think he said it was over at like 6 o'clock or something like that. So I'm like, cool, straight, I'm being at my grandma's house, I'm being in LA. Like, I don't live in LA. So anyway, so he's like, all right, perfect. So 6 o'clock rolls around. I'm not about to hit him up and say, hey nigga, you finna still feed me, but so I'm not saying nothing. I'm just chilling still, just minding my business, doing what I'm doing. My homegirl was at her people's house, so I'm over there just chilling with her. Like, I literally was at my grandma's house for real though, but we just chilling and chopping it up. So yeah, so he didn't hit me up or whatever like that. And then like when it was rolling around the time where I was about to go home, it's literally probably was like 8 o'clock right now, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm finna go in the house, I'm finna go grab me something to eat and call it a night. But one thing about it, even though I did not live far, if I'm going home, when I go home, I was going home. Like, I'm not about to leave back out the house. So yeah, when I get comfortable, especially like, I don't know, you just don't want to be in and out. And I had a creepy neighbor at that time too. So I really just didn't like to be like in and out too much if I didn't have to at nighttime. So I was like, all right, I'm finna go. So I wasn't gonna say nothing to him. I was just gonna go home because I'm like, he ain't hit me, it's 8 o'clock. So I ended up hitting him up and I was like, hey, I'm about to call it and I'm about to head home or whatever. About to hop on the road and do this hour drive. 15 minutes. But anyway, so he was just like, no, I'm so sorry. He was like, can you wait? Can you give me like 15 minutes? He was like, I really was about to just hit you up. He was like, I had to just wrap a few things up and do some stuff. He was like, I'm mentoring this homeless basketball dog, and I just want to make sure he goes to college. Like, he was just saying some shit, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, I understand. He was like, yeah, I'm a big part of my community. I'm about to actually do a turkey drive tomorrow in July, and I'm just, you know, I'm just doing a lot. And I'm like, okay, I get it. He was like, so yeah, just give me like 15 minutes. So I told myself, all right, if like 8:30 roll around, I'm gone. I'm about to go home. I don't feel like being over here no more. I want to go home and relax. So literally, he hit me up like 10 minutes later. Like, literally, I'm driving on my way home. When he hit me up, I was literally already on the way home. I was en route to my house. So I'm driving. I don't live that far from my grandma's house, but I was going to go pick up something to eat, like from a drive-thru. So I was driving, whatever. He texted me, and he was just like, I'm ready. And he was all like, can you actually come pick me up? So I was like, He's like, the place is not too far from my house anyway. So he's like, can you come pick me up? So I'm like, all right. Okay, so I'm like, let me see before. He sent his address all in it. So when he sent his address, I was like, damn, this shit literally around the corner from my house. What a coincidence. So I'm like, all right, cool, I could go. It's not out of my way. It's literally, he literally was like 10 minutes. He probably was like 8 minutes away from me. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm on the way to him or whatever. And when I pull up to his house, I tell him, like, I'm outside. I don't ever like to park directly in front of people's house because I want to see you when you come outside. I don't like people to, like, surprise me. So I parked across the street from the house or whatever. So eventually he, like, hitting me up. He like, where you at? Like, I don't see you or whatever. I don't see you. So I'm like, how you gonna see me, bitch? I'm just kidding. How you supposed to see me? You don't even know what car I'm in. So I'm like, oh, I'm in this car right here or whatever across the street. I'm like, I see you. He was like, okay, yeah, I'm about to come out. Mind you, I thought I seen him, but it wasn't him. I don't even know why I thought he would have just walked up from the corner. But I'm thinking, oh, he gave me the wrong address. Understandable. But no, he never was outside. Why you talking about you don't see me? You're not even outside in the house that you're talking about, because I was looking at it. Lights is off and I don't see no blinds opening up, curtains. So how do you... maybe I had a camera. I don't know. So anyway, he ended up coming outside, and he came to the driver door because I unlocked the door for him to get inside the car because you said, can I pick you up? Which, that's another thing. I don't know what was going on with his vehicle at this time, but we're gonna get there. So he get in the car, he go to the driver door. I was just thinking, like, what is he doing? So he was like, can I have a hug? Like, you know, so I'm like, oh, okay. So I get out the car, I give him a hug, and he was just like, oh my God, like, it's so nice to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. I just wanted to, like, spread a word with you or whatever like that. If you don't mind, can we pray real quick? So I was like, oh, okay, sure. So we pray or whatever. Then he hopped in the car. So I was like, yeah, like, it's good seeing you. I ain't seen you in so long. We just talked about, like, how we ain't seen each other in so long. He like, yeah. At this time while we talking, the conversation is getting too long and we still sitting here. So I'm revving my engine. Vroom, vroom, vroom. And we still talking. And I was like, so where did you want to go? Like, what place did you want to go to? So he was like, Symone, don't beat me up. Don't beat me up. So I said, why would I put my hands on you? He like... They're closing in 10 minutes and it's a restaurant and it just makes no sense. Like, we're not even gonna be able to order. I don't even think they would take us in. So I was like, oh, okay, no, that's fine. I was like, well, do you want to go get something else? Because I'm hungry as fuck. So he like, I don't know. I'm not really hungry like that. He was like, my people did cook in the house or whatever. So I'm not really hungry. He was like, but if you hungry, like, we could go get you something to eat. So I'm just thinking like, tell me the scripture and I'm finna leave because I'm gonna just go get me something to eat on the way home. So I didn't say that though. I was just like, oh no, it's cool. I'll just grab something on the way home or whatever like that. So he like, are you sure? Like, we could go grab something. I'm like, nah, it's cool. So he was like, okay, yeah, like, Symone, dang, that's crazy. I ain't seen you in so long. So then he was like, yeah, like, we just start talking about a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, because when I had said I was grab something on the way home, I was like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm about to just go in a little anyway. So I grabbed something on the way home, basically saying, like, you can hop out of here. So he talking to me. He was like, yeah, I had you pull up on me. He was like, because, oh, man, I'm just having the worst week. I was like, oh, what happened? So he like, my car's in the shop. Every time somebody said their car's in the shop, they ain't got no fucking car. Because where's your insurance? Your insurance didn't provide a rental. So he was just like, yeah, my car's in the shop. So I was like, dang, that's crazy. He was like, yeah. He was like, can I see you? I see you. He was like, what year this is? So I told him. He like, oh, okay. He like, yeah, I got me a such and such. I forgot. I think he said he had him a Porsche truck or something like that. So I'm like, oh. You know, he said a truck. It could have been a Porsche truck. Could have been a Bentley truck. The nigga could have had a lamb truck. Who knows? But the car he had, it just didn't make sense that your insurance didn't provide you with a rental. But anyway, he like, yeah, I got me a 20 blah 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 truck, and he was saying the year before like brand new. Why is your brand new ass car in the shop? But go off, bro. So he like, yeah, I got me this car, I got me that car, whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. He like, yeah, my shit in the shop though, like, it's just irritating, you know, just money. He's like, but it's cool, you know, money come and go, you know, I'm doing my shit, whatever, like that. He was like, I'm about to be in this new little movie or whatever. You see my shit? You see my movie I was in? Whole tone when he first came into the car, he talking like, hello ma'am, I am so happy to see you, it's been so many years and we have not seen each other. That's how he was talking. Now his hood shit coming out. He like, yeah, you see my shit I was in? So I'm like, oh yeah, I seen a little preview on your story or whatever on your Instagram. Yeah, you gotta watch that shit, you gotta really tune in, cause like it really be getting deep out there. Like I really was doing my shit, like my acting shit really out here, like you don't even know, like don't fuck with me for real, like nobody could fuck with me for real. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. He like, yeah, I'm finna do another shit though. They trying to really have me do some shit. They want to do one on my life, like my whole life, like really on my shit. Like that's crazy, cause like they really want to do some shit on my life. Like that's crazy as fuck, cuz. And I'm like, the fuck is this? You know, I'm kind of confused. Like, what? So I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Like that's cool or whatever. That's cool. He like, yeah, cuz, yeah, they want to do that shit. He's like, I'm about to drop some new shit though. Gonna drop some new shit, like how you feel about it, how you feel about it. How I'm supposed to know? You ain't fucking played it or dropped it. I don't know. I'm like, oh, let me hear it. Oh yeah, let me let you hear that shit. Let me let you hear that shit. He like, you smoke? I'm like, nah. He like, me either. I be drinking though. You drink? I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, we're gonna have to drink one day though. But let me play this for you. Let me play this for you. So he started playing the music and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I like this. Yeah, I ain't finna drop that though. I'm gonna play this one for you. The one I ain't like, he talking about, yeah, I'm gonna drop this one. How you feel about it? I'm like, I like the other one a lot. Like that other one will go crazy. Yeah, nah, but I'm gonna drop this one now. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. Drop it. So drop it. He like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm drop it. I'm like, I wasn't like doubting you, but I'm like, okay, that's cool or whatever. So then after he started talking about the music, I'll just start asking him like, how do you get into acting and like all this other stuff? Cause I'm like, I want to get into acting one day and stuff like that. He like, yeah, you should. Like, what do you be doing though? Like, what you do nowadays? Mind you, this man do not miss a beat. You reply to my story on my sub count. So I'm like, I work and I do YouTube. He like, oh, you do YouTube? So I'm like, yeah, I do YouTube. He like, oh, that's cool. Like, what you got, like 100 followers, 200, like what, 50 followers, what? So I'm like, I was up there. I was over 100,000. So I'm like, I'm doing cool, you know, like I'm doing cool. I'm whatever. He like, never. What the fuck do you mean? So I'm like, yeah, I do. So he like, oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know what? But it's so crazy because in this industry, it really went right back to like, oh, that's cool, your little YouTube channel, cool and all, but let's talk about me. He like, so in this industry, it's just crazy, you know, like it's like all this shit like that. His tone starts to slow down from the hood shit and it just got a little bit more smoother and he's talking about some stuff. We had a real deep ass conversation after that, but it was mainly about him though, honestly, I ain't even gonna lie. So we talking about him and shit like that, all this other shit. He's like, yeah, but Symone, I don't want to hold you up, which I was like, oh, mind you, when the conversation getting good and deep, that's when niggas say, I don't want to hold you up. Oh, after we done talked about your life, bitch, what about mine? So he's like, I don't want to hold you up, so I'm gonna let you go, cause I know you live far as fuck. And I had to think about it. I'm thinking like, nigga, I live around the corner, but I had to think like, oh yeah, I do live an hour away. So I'm like, oh yeah, I live an hour away. So I was like, yeah, I was like, and also, I was like, yeah, so I'm gonna have to go or whatever. I was like, you right. I was like, well, it's nice seeing you. I was like, I look forward to seeing your blog tomorrow. He was like, my blog? I said, yeah, your blog. He was like, all right, get out the car and give me a hug. So this is where I'm thinking like, the fuck is going on? Like he really went from, his mood just kept switching up. So I got out the car, I gave him a hug. He's like, let me know when you make it home. So he ended up texting me and he sent me $25 and he was like, go get you something to eat, like on Cash App, like when I was driving. And he was just like, it was really nice seeing you. It was good talking to you. Like you have the best conversations. He was like, I really feel like the Lord is pushing me in this direction. Like it's so weird. I don't know what's going on. And I'm just like, nigga, you didn't talk about God not once in the car. You literally talked about you, but whatever. But I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm not thinking nothing of it, whatever. So I go home and I had to wait a whole hour to tell him I made it because y'all, I'm really already home an hour ago. So I ended up telling him like, oh, I made it home or whatever. So he was like, yeah, it was nice. He was like, I'm gonna have to make up for what happened or whatever. I'm gonna have to make up for that. So just let me know whenever you want to. I'm gonna have to make up because I should have been more on it and took you out to eat like I said I was gonna do or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, just let me know. So he like, yeah, I got you. He's like, I'm gonna let you know or whatever. Like, just let me know when you're available. So we just kept talking, y'all. After that, he kept trying to get me to like link and stuff like that. He kept asking me to come to Bible study. He asked me to come to church, which I didn't go because I don't know. I just was like, I wasn't like feeling him on that level, not gonna lie, but like I just wanted to like somebody to text. It was cool, like besides the person I was texting, because I was literally crashing out over that person and they wasn't even doing shit to me. I was literally going crazy. So I'm like, it was just cool to have somebody to text or whatever. The inspirational quote stopped, I ain't gonna lie. He stopped sending them and I was just like, whatever, I'm not really tripping about it or whatever. So one day I'm just scrolling on Instagram because I'm scrolling on Google because I'm like, I'm gonna send him an inspirational quote. You know, he always talk about like solely high power, like he just always talk about like nice ass shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna send him a quote. So I'm scrolling on Google, right? And I don't know why I could not find a good quote. Like I couldn't find nothing like really good. So some told me to go back to the messages, the DMs where he was sending me, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to his blog and just say like, oh, I like this what you have posted today, right? Because at the bottom you can see the website screenshot. So I go to the website, y'all, and it says who this person, the creator, is, and it was not him. Unless he is going by another name, it was not him, to my surprise. Lo and behold, that person on that blog wasn't him. So I'm like, what the fuck would this nigga lie for? But I didn't even think nothing too much of it. I'm like, hey, maybe he do think he writes this. I don't know. Like maybe he says it to somebody and they write it and they just put their name on it. I don't, look, not me acting dumb. I ain't acting dumb though, but I was really just thinking like, he probably think he write this. I know he don't, but in his head, he probably really think he wrote that shit. You know, some people really be thinking they wrote some shit. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna say nothing about it or whatever. I'm not gonna say nothing, but I was gonna be funny though. And I sent him a screenshot of something and I sent it to him. And he was just like, oh, like, thank you, I really needed this. This one aligned with me today. He was like, I really fuck with y'all. Like, he was like, I really fuck with this page. Like, I really fuck with them heavy. So at this point, I'm just thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with this boy? You know, like, I ain't thinking too much of it. But because I don't like him like that, I'm not really even tripping for real. So now let's fast forward. Me and him still talking or whatever. And it was a night I was supposed to go out and do. Oh, okay. So I had this little event or whatever, right? That's a whole nother story. So anyway, so one day we was talking or whatever, and he ended up posting on Instagram that he was sick, like he was going through it. I don't know. He said that his stomach went through his ass and he was just shitting everywhere. I don't know. So he said he was sick or whatever. So I was like, oh, like you good? Like everything okay? So he was like, nah, like I'm not good or whatever. Like I'm all bad, all this other stuff like that. So I'm like, damn, have you ate? Like, have you put anything on your stomach? I'm asking him like, what's wrong? You know, just asking concerning questions or whatever. So he telling me like, oh, nah, I tried to eat or whatever, but I really don't got no like smooth, like I only been, he tries to eat chicken or some shit like that. And I'm like, you're not supposed to eat chicken when you sick, like you need some soup or whatever. So he was just like, dang, like I know. He's like, but I'm down bad, ain't nobody here, and, you know, the lamb in the shop. So he was like, so I can't even go grab none. So I was like, you better DoorDash you something or whatever. So he's like, I ain't even got no DoorDash, let me go ahead and create an account or whatever. So I was like, you know what, don't worry about it, I'm gonna send you something. Because y'all, at this time he had already sent me the food for lunch and then the food before. So I'm like, I could do a nice gesture once and send him something. So I was like, I'm gonna send you something. So I was like, send me your address again and I'm gonna see what's in your area. So he's like, all right. I'm like, I'm gonna get you like some soup or whatever. So I sent him screenshots of like the places in his area. And y'all know this nigga on ask for, who this for? This nigga asked for some Ramonas. So I'm like, don't you need some soup? So he like, yeah, can you give me this? Oh, give me this too. Like, it's crazy because it's like, I understand that I offered, but why is you ordering so much food? For one, you sick and you don't even know if you could eat it all. So chill the fuck out, big bruh. So I'm like, you sure you're gonna be able to eat that? He like, yeah, I'm positive I'm be able to eat it. I know one thing about me, when I'm sick, I'm be able to eat this. Damn, I'm making myself want some Ramonas. Okay, let me chill. So anyway, so I was just like, all right, I got you, whatever. So I ordered or whatever. I told him like when it was gonna come, send him the screenshot and stuff like that. So I'm still just going about my day or whatever. I was looking for an outfit because I was about to go out. Oh, that's a whole nother story. I was about to go out to this little thing with my homegirl like the next day or so. Oh, that shit was crazy. But anyway, so he was just like, yeah, like what you doing? We just talking or whatever. I'm telling him I'm looking for a fit. So he told me like, guess what? Like, guess who the fuck was the DoorDash delivery driver? So I'm like, who? Because how the fuck I'm supposed to know? So he was like, why was this girl? He said it was this girl that we went to school with. And I was just like, what the fuck? It's a small world. He's like, yeah, we was chopping it up for a cool minute. I'm just thinking like, bitch, I thought you said you was sick. I'm just kidding. But I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's crazy. Like, I ain't seen her in a cool minute. He like, yeah, that's crazy or whatever. And it's just crazy because I don't know what it was, but like, I knew I was not like on a serious note with him. I mean, he was cool for conversation wise, but like I didn't want people to know that I was talking to him. Like, even though he fake had his life together, I never like fake, but listen, even though like things seemed to be going cool for him, I just didn't want to like talk about it. I just didn't want nobody to know that like we was like communicating, like I was conversing with this man or whatever. So I just didn't really say, I don't know, it was weird. So after like he told me that, I just felt like anytime he'll try to invite me out and it'd be like daytime, he'd be like, oh, you want to go to a cafe? For one, you're asking me to come pick you up because your car is in the shop. And I just was like, I don't want to be seen out in public with him, even though I don't run into people. Like sometimes it'd be really rare that I run into people that I went to school with. Like, it's not an always thing. So even though I probably wouldn't have ran into nobody with this boy, but I don't know, just my luck, and I just didn't want people to see me. And it's crazy because it's not like, who cares? I don't see these people on a daily. I don't know, it's just weird. I just didn't want to be seen with him. So yeah, so I was just like, I don't know, every time he would ask me to come, like go out on a daytime, I would kind of like give him the runaround and stuff like this. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. So one day, y'all, I'm out and about, still just looking for, it was the next day, I'm still looking for an outfit for this event that I'm about to go to or whatever. So he asked me like what I was doing, and I was like, oh, I'm looking for an outfit. So he like, damn, you ain't been to work in like 2 days. I had to think about it, like, shit, I haven't. So I was like, oh no, I got off early today. He like, oh, to look for an outfit? I was like, the grind don't stop. I finished all my work and I'm off. I'm just lying, making some shit up. So he like, okay, all right, like, where you at? So I had said like what city I was in. I was like, I was in Long Beach. So he like, oh, you not too far. Like, you didn't tell me you was in LA today. And I had to think about it, like, fuck, I forgot I don't live here. I don't live in LA. So he was like, oh, you out here? He was like, dang, okay, well, we gotta link up. He's like, I'm at work right now, but we most definitely gotta link, go eat. Like, I still haven't took you to go get no food. And I don't know, another part of me too, not even that I didn't want to like really be seen with this dude. Another thing is, it was just like, last time we linked, it was something. And even though that was just one time, I really am at this point in my life, I'm one and done. I'm not playing no games. Once something became a red flag, I get my bags and I get the fuck on. I don't play red flag, green flag no more. So I don't know, it was just like, I really don't want to waste my time. And yeah, so he was like, yeah, we gotta link or whatever. So I'm like, okay, like, sure, we could link, like, yeah. So he was like, we could link between these hours. He gave me like plumber hours, cable man hours. He's like, we could link between these hours when I get off. He's like, because tonight I got a prayer circle at the beach or whatever, if you want to come or whatever. It's like a little thing. But he did used to mention it to me before. So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go to that because I ain't trying to link right now. So anyway, so I'm still just talking and we just texting, going back and forth. And he was like, hey, can you do me a favor? Hey, what you mean by that? So I'm like, what type of favor? And I'm thinking like, maybe he might about to ask me, can I DoorDash him some food for lunch or something like that or whatever. I don't know. So he was like, can you go by my house and pick up something and come bring it to me at my job? Sir, what the fuck? So I'm like, what is it at your house that you need? Mind you, he get off in the next hour, like hour 30. So I'm like, what is it at your house that you need? So bad. And he like, look, he was like, where I work at is just, it's in the enemy's hood, and I need you to bring me my glizzy, not his thing, but his glizzy. He's like, I need you to bring my glizzy up here. I don't know if you want to see me behind bars because you've been there, but I'm not going to bring a glizzy to an establishment. I'm not about to do that. I don't even know, bro. No, you're not about to set me up. And I be overthinking, so I'm thinking like, nah, I know what's going on. That shit is dirty. He finna have me go grab it. I'm be in the car. He finna anonymous tip my car. I'm gonna get pulled over, get charged. I'm not doing it. He trying to get rid of all his past, and this is how to get rid of the past glizzy, is by putting it on me. Baby, I don't got no ties to you. I would have been that police officer singing. But anyway, police station, whatever. So I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And I was like, and plus, by the time I'm done where I'm at and get over there, you probably gonna be off work already. Like, it don't make no sense. And I was like, and what do you need a glizzy for at work anyway? He like, man, you know, just shit be just a little wicked or whatever. So I just like to have my glizzy on me or whatever. But it's cool. Like, don't worry about it. For sure, because I was not gonna do that. So he kind of just like talking back and forth, and I don't know, it's weird. I'm like, do you always take it to work? And he like, nah, just sometimes or whatever. Well, why do you want it today? Like, why do you want me to bring it to you today? So I was like, I don't know. I was like, how do you get home from work? And he was like, I drive. Yeah, this is where I'm still confused. I'm thinking this nigga finna say he walk, run, ride a bike home, or scoot on a scooter. I don't know, because why? I'm confused. I'm so confused. So I was like, oh, your car out of the shop or whatever? So he like, nah, it's not out of the shop. Like, I use somebody at my house car or whatever for work, but don't worry about it. Like, it's cool. You ain't got to bring the glizzy no more. I was never bringing it. So I was just, I don't know, the conversation kind of just went dry after that. It was kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know. But he had ended up hitting me up when he got off work and was telling me like, yeah, do I want to link or whatever. And I told him I just really made up some shit. I was like, you know what? I really got to get this outfit and get a lot of last minute stuff for this event. The event was the next day. I was like, so I'm not gonna be able to make it, but I could come to the little thing tonight. So he like, you gonna be out here all day? So I'm like, no, I'm gonna go home. He was like, you about to be just outside all day? So I was like, no, I'm gonna go home. I was like, and I could just come to you later. He's like, you about to drive all the way home and then drive all the way back? I swear I kept forgetting. I don't know. I was forgetting more than normal at that point. I'm like, bitch, either move or literally just stop lying to people and tell them you don't want to do something. So I'm like, oh, no. Like, no, not home. My grandma's home. The fuck? I ain't finna drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to go home and drive back. Are you crazy? He like, oh, okay. I was about to say. He's like, yeah, but okay, well, I'll just meet you tonight. And he told me the times that he was gonna be there with this big group circle that he do this shit with every day on that day. Like, so I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm gonna just come to that or whatever. Y'all, I don't know. Oh my god, going into that, because I feel like me telling a story about him, I literally could either do like 2 or 3 stories, so I'd rather just end this one here. But when I tell you, if you think anything got better with this dude, it didn't. And I know y'all probably thinking like, Symone, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why was you sitting here entertaining this stupid ass shit? It just got weirder and weirder. I don't know why, but I just was. But I just want to let y'all know, after that beach, shit got weird. Shit got weird at the beach, bro. But yeah, I don't know. Shit got real weird at the beach. But I hate when I have like part 2s to stories, because I don't even be knowing how to end them for real. I be like, how the fuck can I end this story? But anyway, that's it for this story, y'all. Don't even trip. Don't even worry about it. I get y'all the part 2 quicker or whatever. And y'all already know Vlogtober is coming up. Vlogtober, literally October is next month. And I'm going to go crazy. Not too crazy, but I'm going to go crazy. So this time I'm going to do my little schedule. I don't know if I told y'all already, but like the first week I'm going to try to do every day. That's the plan. And then after that, I'm going to do every other day or every other day. But yeah, it's not gonna be story times every day, of course. I'm gonna do other content, but yeah, you all gonna get a lot of story times in the month of October though, so don't even worry about that. But yeah, I got y'all. Ooh, I cannot wait. Y'all wait. Y'all make sure y'all run my numbers up for me too, because I'm doing all this for y'all. So make sure y'all engage. But yeah, that's it for this story, for this part 1. Just know part 2 is good too. But yeah, that's it for the story time. I love you guys so much, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Again, like I said, don't forget to go tune into my vlog. I just posted my New York vlog. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on my next one.